Hey friends, it's me Giovanni, and today I have an unboxing and a review for the Zhiyun Smooth Q 3-axis smartphone stabilizer, which is pretty awesome. Now let's get to it. Well, hey, I am back, and I've had some time to play with this pretty cool toy, this stabilizer from Zhiyun. I get that name wrong all the time, so excuse me in the demo if I get it wrong again. So here we go, iPhone 6 Plus, Zhiyun stabilizer gimbal. All right, the cool thing about it is that you can make the arm extend to fit this big phone. Otherwise, it won't work so well. So to do that is you turn this little guy here, and I've actually taken a Sharpie and made a little mark where I should set the spacer thing here, this arm, and I made a mark, and right there is for the 6 Plus. And you can use an Android phone. This is not an what do you call it, a iPhone only device. Like I said, any Android phone, any iPhone will fit right in. There you go. And this is actually pretty tight. Don't worry, it's not going to mar or scratch your phone. It's just a tight fit, which is great. You want that. And here we go. It's balanced. Well, mostly balanced. That's because this arm isn't quite there yet, so let's balance it a little bit. The mark isn't always perfect, so I always try to... There we go. Now it's balanced. So now what we do is we turn it on by hitting this red button right here. And there you go. We are on. So now I can pan. Sorry, I can't pan. I'm in the wrong mode for panning, but I can tilt up. I can tilt down. This has 3 modes. It has a... Let me turn on the camera. It has a mode where it'll automatically... Come on. Okay, here we go. Where it'll automatically will orient itself, like it is here, of course. And if I swing it this way, it pans with me. I swing it that way, it keeps panning. Sorry about the messy room. I am a working photographer, so I have stuff everywhere, including a hula hoop. I don't know why that's there, but anyways, it pans, it follows. It's pretty cool. The second mode is what's called follow me mode. And that one's pretty cool because you can point it at any one object and it will follow that object. What is cool here is that, let me turn this back to normal. There it goes. You can see that if let's turn this, you can see what I'm talking about. When I move the gimbal, the handle to the gimbal, the phone remains in the same position. So it's got a follow me mode, and it also has another mode which will let you set it where you can pan using this little joystick. And it's not active right now because I'm in the wrong mode for that. And if you hit it 3 times, it should spin around. There it goes. Now it's spun around, which is in selfie mode. So if I go 1, 2, 3 again, it'll bring it back to normal mode. There it is. Okay, now we're back to normal mode. It's a little tricky. You have to read the manual. You really do. And look online for the manual. Don't look at what the directions that come with it because, you know, it's always better online and you find a lot more information. Now I have a bunch of video on here which kind of shows you what the different modes that this gimbal will work in. And it's very useful. I've taken it to the fair. I took it to the fair this weekend and I walked around with it. I really enjoyed it. It's like anything else, you really have to sit with it and learn how to use it. I thought I had, but you know, it's just a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? It's not intuitive. That's my only takeaway that I can give this anything bad about this stabilizer gimbal setup that I can say is that it's not ideal in the sense on using it. It's not very intuitive. But once you learn the basics, stick with it. There's an app on here. Let me bring up the app. It connects to this device by Bluetooth. There it is. And the app isn't bad in itself. It's just like I was saying about the actual gimbal. it's just a little quirky, and that's mainly it. So now we connect to my device. Yes, that's it right there. Connect to it. Now I'm connected to it, and this is where I can set up follow me mode, and it's pretty good. I have video on here of my dog, of the gimbal chasing the dog, and it worked pretty well. The only thing that I have to warn you about is that when you're in that mode, it can be a little tricky, so you have to basically keep the object or person, dog, whatever you have, in frame, or else it's not going to work too well. So you have to work here. You have to work. It's not going to automatically follow it if you don't work too. So it's pretty nice. It does shoot in 60 frames per second if you set it up that way, and it does have a few other features, and I like it. I like the app. It's like I said, quirky, but it works, and I highly recommend this. In closing, I'm closing my review here. I'm ending it. I really do like this this gimbal setup. It's not as pricey as a DJI Osmo, and it's got a little better range as far as what you can do. I mean, as far as how far this thing will turn, it's way more. Look at that. You can't do that with a DJI Osmo. And I've looked at the follow features of the DJI Osmo, and the DJI Osmo is maybe a little bit more sensitive to movement, but they're both on par as far as erasing footsteps. They both work about the same with what I've seen of other reviews and test footage of the DJI Osmo. So if you're gonna buy either one, I'd get this one. The battery on the bottom, there's a battery port here, which is pretty cool, which will actually power a device. You connect a USB to Lightning, or a micro USB adapter to an Android phone, and you can actually power your phone as well while you're working, which is nice. It does have like an 11-hour battery, this device itself, in the handle, which is great. It's made out of plastic. It doesn't feel cheap, but I can see how somebody would complain and would hope that it had more of a rubbery feel to it, but this is fine. I don't use my gimbal for hours on end. I basically take it out, get a few shots, and then I put it away. And I think most of you, that's how you work as well. You're not spending a whole day on it. So I'm not upset about the build quality. It is very nice, and it handles like a dream. It really does. I mean, for the price, $130, don't hesitate, buy it. It really is, if you're looking for handheld gimbal setup for your smartphone. Okay friends, I'm Giovanni. I am out of here. You have a great day. I will talk to you soon in my next review. Ciao.